guys. It's been a minute since I've been on here. For those of you who don't know who I am Black Girl Beauty Coach Amanda Manigault, and I'm here with you today to talk about the future of entrepreneurs, the future of life, and what's happening in the world today, and how do we go forward? How do we prepare for 2026 that's coming up now? And so today I'm going to just chat with you a little bit. Just sit back and relax and grab something to drink, something to snack on, and all that good stuff. And we're going to get started in a few minutes. I'm just going to allow a few people to get in here. I didn't start an intro or anything today, but I do have some good news I want to share with you guys. I have a special guest that's going to be joining me in a little bit. And so I just wanted to touch bases with you guys a little bit before my guest comes on. So it's just going to be you and me, and we're going to chat a little bit about a few things. So before I get started, let me just share this live here for a few seconds. Take a time to do that. If you don't mind, let me make sure it's showing up here. And it is. So we're good to go. So it is on here. Let me share it with the group here. Share it with Black Girl Beauty. So that's done. And share it here. Yep, there. Welcome one, welcome all. Come on in, join us. Come on in. We have some things to chat about tonight. It has been a while since I've been on the Amanda Manigault show. And so I want to welcome you. I want to welcome one and welcome all here tonight on this platform as we dive deep a little bit, getting ready for 2026. And we have our final First Friday event coming up, but it's not a normal First Friday event. It's actually our summit, our end of the year summit, where we welcome all businesses, all organizations, all nonprofit organizations, church members, friends, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, whoever you are. If you're out there and you're ready to prepare for 2026, we welcome you to come out on December 5th. At 6:00 p.m., we will be at the Holiday Inn Express near the Atlanta airport in the Camp Creek area. If you're familiar with that, that's where we'll be at. And we are excited to welcome you. And tonight we're going to touch bases on that just a little bit. And I am just sharing this with a few people here before I get started. So I want to start out by talking about the power of preparation. The power of preparation. I talk to people every day. I talk to a lot of entrepreneurs, and I get a lot of feedback on where they're at, what they're experiencing. And tonight, I want to talk a little bit about preparation because I want to ask you a question. Are you prepared for 2026? And if you are prepared, what have you done to prepare for this new year coming in? And if you're not, what is your plan? Do you need to pivot a little bit? Are you looking to find a mentor, a consultant? What have you done to prepare for this new year? I'm talking to the entrepreneurs now, the seasoned and the unseasoned entrepreneurs. We often, complain about things that's happening around us, things that's happening in the economy, things that's happening with politics right now, things that's just happening right in front of us. And we find ourselves whining and complaining about it. But I want to ask you tonight, and I want to challenge you, What are you doing to prepare? What investment have you made in yourself? What investment have you made in your future? And so we're going to touch on that a little bit. And I want to invite you guys to an event that's coming up to help you prepare if you haven't done so. And if you have done so, I still want to invite you because we're going to have some awesome speakers that I'm going to share with you tonight. We're going to have a very powerful women's panel that's going to be at that event. We have some awesome empowerment that's going to go on. And tonight I have a special guest that's our keynote speaker for that event who's going to be joining us in a little bit. But before I get on that, I want to talk about the focus. Where is your focus right now? Oftentimes we lose focus on that fourth quarter of the year. We're preparing for the holidays and so much is going on around us. I've been, watching people on social media, and a lot of people are talking about, the deaths that they've had this year and how tough the year was. We went through the government shutdown and, we've been through a lot of things this year. But the most important thing to me, and I think it may be important to you, is that we're here. We're here to tell the story. We're here to plan and prepare and make things better for the future. That's what's key. And so if you're here, if you're able to watch this episode tonight, then that's a good thing because you're still here to plan for the future. And we're going to touch on that. And we're going to touch on the preparation of it all, preparing for it all. What are you actually doing? And so I'm Black Girl Beauty Coach Amanda Manigault, and I just have some exciting things going on in my life. 2025 has actually been a very good year for me. I mean, a very exciting year. So many new things have transpired in my life, things that I have been working on for a very, very long time, that I got an opportunity to see some things come to fruition. And, we all have these days where we're working, or these years when we're working on things. And sometimes we ask ourselves the question, is it even worth it? We find ourselves getting burnt out or just tired. And, you may not see things really prospering the way you want it to prosper. And so you go through that phase of, do I need to walk away from this? Am I wasting my time? Or do I need to keep pushing? And it's easy to say that you need to keep pushing, but there's a lot of components that come with that pushing. The finances, your time, your family, away from family and friends, missing a lot of activities, just missing out on life. Sometimes we go through these thoughts. We have these thoughts in our mind. Is it worth it? And so tonight I want to share a little bit of that with you because I experienced those things many times. But most recently, I experienced a situation where I was working on a project. I mean, for a long time, spending a lot of my time on this project, many, many years, you guys. And oftentimes I found myself questioning myself, Amanda, maybe you've spent too much time on this. Maybe it's time to walk away from this thing. Maybe you've been in this thing too long. Maybe it's time to switch up, do something different. I experienced those same thoughts in my mind, but at the same time, I heard a voice telling me that you're almost there. Keep pushing, keep going, keep moving, keep striving. And so I did just that. And tonight, I want to give you just a little bit of advice. I want to say to you tonight, if you're experiencing any of those things, I want to say to you, keep pushing, keep believing, keep trusting, keep going. It's right there. Oftentimes when we're at that point of defeat, when we're at that point where we're ready to give up and we're ready to quit, we're ready to walk away, that's when you get down on your knees And that's when you go to God and you ask him, you seek him, and he's going to give you an answer. And he's also going to give you a little bit more strength, a little bit more guidance. There were times where I couldn't figure things out. And I would maybe even have a conversation with someone, and they might have said something that kind of gave me a little push or gave me a word on what I was already experiencing, or what was missing, that piece of the puzzle that was missing. Or I might have went down the street, or I might have went to the grocery store, I might have turned on my TV. These are things that I have experienced over the last few years of juggling the responsibility and the journey that I was going through while focusing on this special project that I had. And so a word came to me, a thing came to me, a song came to me, whatever it was that came to me, it just gave me an extra push. And so I just wanted to share that little bit with you tonight before we get started and dive deep into the real conversation that we want to have. Is I want to encourage you. Somebody here is struggling. Somebody here is struggling mentally, physically, emotionally. Somebody is struggling with their business. Somebody is struggling with their relationship. So before I get started, before I dive deep, I want to go into a little prayer, because this is what the Spirit is telling me to do right now. I want to pray for our businesses. I want to pray for our homes. I want to pray for our families. I want to pray before I get started, because what's happening in my life right now is I'm just so overwhelmed with joy, and I want you to have that same feeling. So if you could just bow your heads with me just for a moment. Father God, according to your word, in the name of your son, Jesus, with the power of the Holy Spirit, God, I'm following you tonight. I'm following your word. I'm following your will. I'm following your direction. Somebody needs a word tonight, God. Somebody needs to hear something positive. Somebody needs a push. Somebody needs to go into 2026 with something new, a new idea, a new word, a new message, a new assignment. Somebody needs something new. And as we prepare, dear Lord, as we prepare for the 2025 summit, the Beauty and Business Summit, God, I ask that you touch somebody out there, touch their business, touch their home, touch their families, God, wherever they are weak, God, I ask that you just tap them on the shoulder and remind them who you are, remind them what you have done, and remind them of the things that you're still going to do. Father God, we are nothing without you, but with you, we know that we can do all things, because your word said all things come to those who pray and those who worship, those who believe. All good things come, God. And so we believe in you today, God. We trust in you, God. We know that your word is real, God. Father God, you said that you would keep us. You said that you would guide us, God. You said that all things are possible to them that love God, to those who believe in you and who are covered with you and who stand on your word. And tonight, we're standing on your word. We're trusting in you, God. We believe in you, Father. And we just ask that you touch this episode tonight. Touch whatever it is that you have for somebody to hear. We ask that you hear it tonight. Touch our guest speaker that will be coming on shortly, God. And Father God, these things we ask you for and thank you for. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen and amen. So before we go into that, I talked a little bit about the summit. We have a summit coming up. It's called the Rising Above Business and Beauty Summit. And that is on December the 5th, 2025, here in Atlanta, Georgia. And we have several speakers that will be joining us. We have Joe Dudley Jr. From Dudley Direct LLC. He is our keynote speaker of the night. He will be joining us tonight here. We also have Dr. Derek Pleasure, who will be joining us. Oh my God, he has an amazing story, and he is a bowling coach, and he's also specializes in professional development. At this summit, we will have Tanza Robertson and her daughter out of Louisiana who will be joining us. They will be sitting on this powerful women's panel that we have, which is an all women's panel. Um, so that is amazing that we will be showcasing these beautiful, powerful, intelligent entrepreneurs that will sit on our panel, which will be hosted by Joe Dudley Jr. So we will have a male host hosting this all-female panel, and it's going to be amazing. She's coming out of Louisiana, her and her daughter, both entrepreneurs. Tanza has a workforce training center in Louisiana, and she also has 2 food trucks in Louisiana, and she has a printing company. She does a lot there. She is a powerful woman who is going to be sharing her story and helping us, giving us tips and different information on how we can move into 2026 with authority, with strength, and with courage. And so then we're also going to have a young lady named Marvette Critney. I like to call her an entrepreneur guru. I mean, when I tell you this woman is amazing, and she happens to be from my hometown, and she is. Let me just read a little bit about Marvette here, because I'm just so impressed and so happy about what is happening here with us, because this is something that we all need. We all need empowerment. We all need strength. We all need guidance. And we all need a team. We all need mentors. These are the things that's going to help us reach the success that we so desire and that we deserve. And so Marvette is a digital business architect. Wow. She is a real estate broker and multi-brand founder whose work empowers women to learn, earn, and thrive in a global digital world. Known for her signature genius to coins approach, Marvette blends tech, creativity, and community to help women launch profitable digital products, build sustainable passive income, and step confidently into their soft life era. I'm just giving you a little bit about Marvette. I'm hoping that we can get Marvette on the show along with Tanza on the show probably the 28th. I'm hoping that we can bring them on just so they can give you a little bit about them. I want you to come on out with us on December the 5th. So they're not going to go into a whole lot, but just so you can just get to meet them. And Tanza is the co-founder of 3K's Training Institute, LLC, one of the region's fastest growing workforce development centers, providing life-changing training in industrial trades, medical certifications, and safety and compliance programs. She is also the visionary behind the 3K's Second Chance Pathway program, a transformative initiative that gives justice, impacted individuals real opportunities, real skills, and a real chance at a better life. That's just a little bit about Tanza coming all the way from Louisiana. I say to you again, if you're not ready for 2026, I challenge you to get your tickets. I will have that information for you. And come on out on December 5th and enjoy this summit, this business summit, where we will have some amazing speakers coming out. And I'm going to read a little bit about Dr. Derek. Dr. Derek, who's going to be on our show next week. Derek, I'm just telling you a little bit about the show and what's taking place. And just to give you a little bit of information, so you'll have it. Dr. Derek A. Pleasure is a renowned author, lecturer, motivational speaker, and founder/CEO of Advanced Concepts and Personal Development, drawing upon his personal experiences in turning adversity into action, and inspired by his desire to restore hope and confidence in people. Derek founded Advanced Concepts in October 1996, He was originally established as a welfare to work program. Well, that's what it was originally established as. Special needs students, teachers, advanced concepts has expanded its portfolio to include more than development services focused upon aiding organizations in innovation, character education, discipline, and creating opportunities by overcoming obstacles. Oh, wow. So we'll have all of this empowerment for you guys on December the 5th. And I just encourage you guys to come on out and enjoy it. And of course, we have the best host in the entire world, Miss Uniqua, who is a poet, an author, an entertainer. She will be our host, our event host of the night. And of course, she'll do a little poetry and things of that nature. I want to talk a little bit about myself for a minute before I bring Joe on here. Oh, okay, yeah. Before I bring Joe on, what time is it here? Yes, before I bring Joe on here, I want to talk just a little bit about Amanda Manigault. I want to talk about the whole purpose of what we're doing. You guys know in December is my give back month. That is the month that I spend on my philanthropy work. And I always try to end the year on a positive note, helping people, helping organizations, empowering the next generation. That's what it's all about for me. So I decided to share a little bit about my life story and how I got started in business. Many of you know that, so I'm not going to dig into that. But what I do want to dig into is that on December the 5th, we will also be doing a ribbon cutting for our new online, first ever, y'all, first ever 100% online beauty and hybrid apprentice academy. So we offer online cosmetology where you do not have to go to school at all. You will get your training 100% online. You don't have to go to a physical campus. You will get your training 100% online, and you will go straight in a salon. So you will bypass a traditional school and have that online training and go straight into a salon and be matched with a professional entrepreneur who's been in the business anywhere from 3 to 10 years, who will help guide and lead and show you the way. And it's an awesome experience that I wish I would have had at that age when I was in the business, when I first got started in the business. But it's an amazing experience. And I am just happy because I dreamed of this for many, many years. I knocked on doors and people told me no, that this was impossible, that it would never happen. But see, sometimes, y'all, we have to look at what's happening in our life around us and stop seeing the negative in it and see the positive in it. So when COVID came, it opened up a lot of doors to a lot of things that I had been working on for a very long time. And so it gave me the opportunity to dig a little bit deeper. And that I did. And so on December 5th, I'll be able to share a little bit more with you. But I want those of you who haven't gotten your tickets yet to make sure you mark your calendars for December the 5th, where we will be having this major, awesome experience with you. And that my daughter and I will be cutting the ribbon for the very first Black-owned online, 100% online beauty school and hybrid trade school, apprentice school. So that you want to be a part of, and that you want to be there and be present so that you can see this experience. If you're able to be a part of this awesome event, I welcome you to come on out. So now I want to talk about, at this event, our main speaker. Our main speaker is is Joe Dudley Jr. And Joe Dudley Jr. is the president of Dudley Direct LLC, a small business coaching and consulting firm. In addition, he is an author, speaker, and a second-generation entrepreneur. With Dudley Direct, Joe guides new and established business owners to improve their marketing strategies, gain greater access to capital, and accelerate their business success. For 30 years, Joe worked in his family business, Dudley Products Inc., one of the nation's leading manufacturers and distributors of ethnic hair care and personal care products. He worked in numerous positions in the company, including VP of Marketing and VP of Finance. At age 7, Joe began his entrepreneurial journey by helping his parents make their hair care products in the family's kitchen. I repeat that, y'all. At age 7, Joe began his entrepreneurial journey by helping his parents make hair care products in the family's kitchen. As an adult, Joe was instrumental in growing the company from 5 million from 5 million to 35 million, and from 150 employees to over 600 employees worldwide. Joe received his BA in economics from Northwestern University. While an undergrad at NU, he was accepted into the Graduate School of Business and received his MBA from NU's Kellogg Graduate School of Management, completing 3 majors in marketing, finance, and strategic planning. Joe is the author of What's My E-Style, which challenges entrepreneurs to discover their entrepreneurial personality for outstanding business success. In this book, Joe makes it simple for entrepreneurs to define their business style and achieve success. This evening, you guys, right here on the Amanda Manigault Show, I want to welcome to the stage at this moment, to this platform, Joe Dudley Jr.
Well, hi there, Amanda, and hi there to Amanda's audience. Glad to be able to be here on this fine evening to be able to speak about this upcoming event that you have invited me to come to Atlanta to be a part of.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it is a pleasure having you, Joe, because if you can remember, you was with us when we first started the Rising Above Business and Beauty Conference. I believe we did our very first conference in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I think that was 2012, I want to say.
Yes, I definitely recall being there. That was a great event.
So what do you have to share with us? You're going to be at the summit. You're our keynote speaker, and I want to share a little bit. I want my audience to know who Joe Dudley Jr. is. I've read in your bio, Joe, that you started at the age of 7 years old. And why I like to highlight that, because with our apprentice programs, we start training kids at 10 years old, because I personally believe that we have to get these young people now. We cannot wait until they become in their 20s and 30s. We got to change those mindsets early. So I want to start by asking you, what in the world were you doing at 7 years old, Joe? And how did that impact your life and make you the man that you are today?
All right, fantastic. Well, yes, when I was 7, my father was making his very own product line in the family home. He would actually be making what we call Scout Special, which is a hairdressing in a 55-gallon drum, and he would put it on the kitchen stove and would be stirring it and mixing it. Meanwhile, my mother would be typing the labels, and my younger sister and I would put the labels and the caps on the jars after he had poured it in on the kitchen table. So that was helping to prepare the product, and then the salespeople would sell it the next day. So my father, had been in business already for 10 plus years, selling products door to door, and he was fortunate to be able to get an opportunity to open up his own distributorship in Greensboro, North Carolina. He and my mom were able to get things going. And so, and over time, we needed to develop our own product line in order to sell products. So yes, my parents put me to work immediately. They did not ask me to help. They put me to work. And all of that was great and fine. I mean, in reality, actually, my mother got me started at age 5. handling inventory of products. She would do it once a month, and she would have me count certain products, and then she would write it down and kept on moving. So my uh, opportunity or advantage was that my family included me in the family business from early days. When we opened up a beauty and barber supply store like Sally's, my parents, or primarily my mother, would have me clean the bathrooms and clean up hair that was cut by wigs and things like that from some of our stylists, and put me to work. And fortunately, even at age 7, they had me to be able to work behind the counter, ringing up sales with customers. So all of those things were great exposure. My family was never afraid um, to hide the business from us children. They wanted us involved from day one. And so you learn what's going on. You're seeing the adults engage, you see what they're talking about. And so you're learning as you're going on. So for me, I was in a great environment to absorb great work principles, learning what work ethic is, learning how to count money, learning the difference of having money versus not having money, seeing what my family did to make money. So all of those things created great insights, and I love sharing all that with it. So for me, I grew up in a world as a generation entrepreneur, not being afraid of seeing our people in business
Mm-hmm.
and knowing what does it take, the sacrifices that involve, but also the benefits. And fortunately, it was an environment where my family preached how to be an entrepreneur and what does it take in order to succeed, and to be able to put forth the effort to do so. And so we had a sales force. We had plenty of people who were selling products door to door. And eventually, at age 10, I had the opportunity to start selling products door to door myself. So that was great. That gave me a chance to learn how to greet people, how to knock on doors, not be afraid, learn how to be able to make a product presentation to people, engage them, learn how to get to sales, and more importantly, learn how to make my money. Because once I started selling door to door at age 10, my parents stopped giving me an allowance. And so that meant I had to make my own money, which I was happy to do so.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and so that those were great molding experiences that
Mm-hmm.
help you to see what the real world is all about.
Mm-hmm.
And so, unfortunately, as you know, as we have progressed in the 80s, 90s, and going forward, too many kids are sheltered where they don't get a chance to kind of learn these things at a young age. And
Mm-hmm.
some don't even learn them while they're a teenager, waiting
Mm-hmm.
for people to graduate from high school. No, at elementary school, you got to put kids to work. You got to
Mm-hmm.
give them something else to do, not just play sports, not just watch TV, not do video. Get them a chance where they can get a job to do something,
Mm-hmm.
even if it's just selling a little something. At age 14, I started a peanuts business where I started selling hot roasted peanuts to our employees. And then other kids started businesses. My sister started a fruit business. And then another kid started a candy business. And another
Mm-hmm.
kid started a brownie business. And all of these were different businesses that were able to be involved as young people, learning how to be able to make their own money and to be able to instill a sense of responsibility and follow up, because
Mm-hmm.
those are the things that are necessary in order to learn how to become a successful adult. Being a successful adult is not just getting out of school and hoping somebody's going to give you a job, uh, but learning how to work, working for somebody, as well as learning how to work for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. That is awesome. And it reminds me of, I just did a workshop in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania a couple weeks ago. We had about 32 youth there learning how to do nails, hair, and skin. It was just an introduction to beauty because we have a pre-apprenticeship program that the youth can actually sign up for. We're currently in 4 states doing that, and it's actually a free program. We'll be taking applications for that starting next week. I'm going to put some information up on that if you can see it. If you visit www.blackgirlbeautybrand strategist.com. Click on apply. Apply now. That is a free program in the state of Georgia, in the state of Pennsylvania, South Carolina, and Tennessee. We are now taking applications for January, and that is a pre-apprenticeship program. So that's for ages 12 through 18. We have an introduction to beauty, an intro to performing arts, intro to audio production, and an intro to construction, which consists of electrical, plumbing, carpentry, and roofing. These are jobs that your youth can get exposed to very early, and they get paid a stipend, so they will start to earn money. These kids are wearing $200 sneakers, and I even see them wearing $200 wigs. And when I started seeing that, Joe, I was like really, really shocked. But I'm glad that, you
Well,
had
the
that.
thing is, the real question is who paid for it? It's one thing if all they got was ask their parents for money versus them working to earn it if that's what they wanted. So, so that's where parents, kind of miss an opportunity to challenge your kids. If there's something you want, okay, now let's see what you're willing to do in order to earn the money for. So that way you are placing a value on the things that you want, placing a value on things as opposed to seeing your parents as money trees.
And so, Joe, what I'm hearing a lot, people have questions. They want to know, how can I grow my business? How can I market my business? How can I take my business to the next level? These are some of the things that we'll be sharing at the event. I'm sure you heard earlier when I talked about some of the speakers that we're going to have, this powerful women's panelists that we have that you will be hosting. What do you think about hosting this powerful women's panelists?
Well, I think it'll be a great opportunity. Won't be anything new for me. I've been around dynamic, positive, exciting women all my life. And so you've met my mother, you've met my sister.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what I've been around. So it'll be, a piece of cake. But more importantly, the goal is to be able to share of their knowledge and insights to the audience. So the audience will be able to benefit from their experience. So I'll be happy to guide them and be able to moderate that panel happily. So, we all have great experiences in life, knowledge. We also, where the audience benefits is learning how we have faced challenges and how we have overcome them. Success is not an easy road, but it can be when you have belief, understanding, and the right mindset of understanding the road that you're traveling. And when you learn of other people's experiences and willing to take notes and willing to understand and appreciate it, then you can apply it in your life as well. So when you want to know how to grow your business, you want to learn from people who have had experience growing businesses, knowing what it takes. What does it take to market your business? And so there's two things. There's a skill in understanding marketing, but it's also, you need somebody who understands your industry as well. You need to be able to marry both things. Not everything that works in one industry works in the same. So you want somebody who can appreciate the world that you're in to help you be able to make informed choices so that you can effectively grow your business. So you want to be able to grow your business. You want to be able to add staff. You want to be able to learn the ins and outs of it. I was fortunate because I was able to learn at an early stage and seeing what my parents went through, see what our staff went through, what the challenges they faced. And when I came on board full time, I was able to employ and learn even more of what the right things to do and the wrong things to do. And trust me, I learned a lot on both sides. And what does it take in order to bring people together and keep them moving in the same direction? That was what my father's expertise was great at. He was great at bringing people together and keeping them on the boat and moving them forward in the right direction. So I learned so much hands-on, seeing it in action, understand the challenges that he faced, and what we did working together to figure out how do we move from the next step to the next step to the next step. More importantly, how do we attract the right people to the organization who can really help build us and grow. And so that's not easy. But when you want to know how to do that in your organization, you want to talk to people who've been there, who've done that, and can understand how it applies in your situation to give you the roadmap to success.
Absolutely. Now that is awesome, you guys. And see, you heard it from Joe Dudley Jr. Joe is also $1 million Black business strategist. We're going to touch on that in a second. But before we touch on that, I want you all to like, share, and post your comments. We won't be going over the comments today. I don't think so. If I see any, I will. But most importantly, I will go back and review those comments. And most importantly, I will respond to you. So I want you to take notes and pay attention here. Joe will be at our summit on December 5th in Atlanta, Georgia. And hey, you don't have to live in Atlanta to come. Hey, get your tickets and come on and travel down and hang with us, because this is going to be a powerful, I repeat, this is going to be a very, very powerful event. Next week, we got Dr. Derek Pleasure, who happens to be from my hometown as well. He'll tell you the story about little Amanda, and he just remembered little Amanda when she was a little girl and all that good stuff. And I always say, hey, Derek, well, do you have any pictures? But he doesn't have any pictures, but he will be able to share his story, and it is a powerful story. But tonight we're hearing from Joe. Joe, I can talk about Dudley's all day long, because when I was young and I heard about this Dudley family and this Dudley company, and I was in the beauty industry, and, it was all about beauty, and I just had to get there. Let me tell you, I met, my sales rep was Ben and Belinda Adams, and Belinda kept telling me about it, and Ben kept telling me, and I just made it my business to get down there. And the first person I met was Miss Betty Clausen. I met Terry and Sherry, the whole family. But the most important thing that impressed me the most is when I got to that airport, and all those fine men pulled up in these, in the van or whatever they had to pick us up. And the group of men, the Black men that were together in suits that arrived to pick us up, I was so impressed with that. I had never seen so many Black men in suits until I went to Dudley Cosmetology University for advanced training. And that was an amazing experience for me. In fact, it was life-changing for me. I know we lost your father, Dr. Joe Dudley Sr. I know he is very missed right now, but your mother is still here with us right now, and she's at DCU Greensboro, correct?
That is correct. That's our beauty school in Greensboro. She runs and manages that on a daily basis. Yes.
And she's still hanging in there. Tell us a little bit about the school and what's going on with Dudley Beauty Products, because I know you have so much knowledge and experience to pour into our people at this summit. But just hearing the story of the company and where it's at now, and who I know your sister Ursula is running the company. So tell us a little bit about what's going on with Dudley's.
Well, there's quite a bit going on. In fact, just this past September, we've celebrated our 58th year in business. Wow. 58 years since my parents started in 1967. And so that's a wonderful occasion, a thing of noting. That's about continuing on legacy and building on and continue to impact. And for those we manufacture a full line of professional hair care products and cosmetics, and we sell those to beauty salons nationwide. We don't sell to retail stores or beauty supply houses. And we have great customers who really have enjoyed our products, and more importantly, our commitment to quality and our commitment to the industry. In fact, our tagline is in partnership with the professional cosmetologist. And we set up and structured our business to be committed. So that went from our door-to-door sales experience to salon with our products. So we were more interested in having hands-on connection with our customers, not just selling to beauty supply stores or grocery stores. So that's an important distinction about our business, and it allows us to develop people motivate people, encourage people, give them opportunities to be able to make money as well. So
Mhm.
those are the great things we're doing. Now we also have been involved in the education business, and we have 3 beauty schools that we operate. Amanda mentioned one we have in Greensboro, North Carolina, that my mother runs. We have
Mhm.
another one in Washington, D.C., that my cousin, Melanie Dudley, works and manages. And then
Mhm.
we have one in Chicago, Illinois, that Betty Clausen is in charge of. So all of those things allow us to continue to develop and recruit people to come into the beauty industry, and so that they can have their opportunities. Obviously, at those schools, not only teach them hair, nails, estheticians, so much more that goes on in terms of, and we've been fortunate to have great success with a number of our graduates. In fact, many of you remember our wonderful First Lady, Michelle Obama, and her professional hairstylist and esthetician, two different
Mhm.
people, both graduated from our school in Chicago, Illinois.
Awesome.
And so she had them in DC working with her, and that was fantastic while she was there. And we've had many others who are able to be on stage and be celebrated and continue to do great work around the world. And it's so heartening that I get a chance when I travel across the country to meet different people who said, I attended DCU. I went
Mhm.
to Dudley Cosmetology University, and it just still makes me feel alive every time I think about it. And so that's such a great gratitude and appreciation I have from what my parents invested into the cosmetology industry in terms of one to inspire people, to be able to guide them, help elevate their skills, and be able to do well. And so that's a part of what our mission is in terms of to elevate people and to inspire them to know that they can do more and that they can be more. And that's part of what our mission is. So
Mhm.
those are the things that we continue to do, all across the country and internationally as well.
That is awesome. And I mentioned this piece of it, Joe, because part of what we'll be speaking about at the summit is legacy. And people ask the questions of, why do we keep building the beauty supply business, or how foreigners come and they, build these businesses, and they say that, black people are the ones that make the millionaires and billionaires. But I think part of that is us building our own legacies and things of that nature. And I know even with Dudley's, you're the second generational entrepreneur, and then your sister, she has her son in the company now, right?
That's right. So third generation entrepreneur
So yeah.
working in the business. Yes, indeed.
Mhm. So that's even there now. And that's what it's all about, you guys. We have to open up our own doors, sit at our own tables, train our own family members, and build our own legacies. That's key. And we're going to touch on that. We're going to touch on that tech world. My girl, Marvette Critney, will be talking about the tech world, the digital world, and building your websites, opening up your stores, and she does a little bit of everything. So I'm excited to have her share that, and having Tanza all the way from Louisiana, and being able to just have this empowerment at this event. Joe, I got to get back to you and Dudley Direct and the what is it, the Eagles Mastermind?
Yes,
Dudley
I have
Mastermind.
yes, a great program that my father and I started about 6 years ago, and it's called the Dudley Eagles Mastermind Group. And this is an opportunity that just carries on a tradition that he had been having quite a while, where we
Mhm.
invite people to be able to come to our house in North Carolina and meet twice a week, where they would be able to come together, learn how, reading positive motivational books, hearing from successful speakers, and be able to network with one another to be able to share. And one day he invited me to kind of join in and carry on because one of our main speakers Dr. Bailey got into an unfortunate accident. And so he wasn't able to continue to lead on. So my father asked me to step in and, you know, bring my piece to it. And so in doing so, we formed the Dudley Eagles Mastermind Group. And once 2020 hit, COVID hit. So we were able to transform that and put that online. And with that, we're able to meet with entrepreneurs from across the country, especially solopreneurs, which many of you happen to be able to get inspiration, guidance, and direction, and learning from other people of their challenges as well as success. And so we're able to have that on a weekly basis and been able to have over 130 speakers come to speak to our audience about their experience in their business and their industry. So we've had people from all different walks of life who have started their own business and found a way to create success. And what's great is that we also open it up for Q&A, so the audience can ask their own questions and be able to get direct responses and answers from our speakers. So that's been a wonderful opportunity for me to be able to share and be able to give back and expose in a way the knowledge and information that I experienced as a young man growing up in the family business. So it's all about how to create a positive mindset so that you have a wealth consciousness, and what does it take to have the willingness and desire to work with our people, because our people can be challenging, but you have to be able to have the desire and interest to do so, not just hoping the other people are going to give us jobs. We have to decide we're going to put forth the effort to create jobs and opportunities for our people as well. And so it takes a higher understanding of what it takes to succeed in entrepreneurship and being an effective business owner. And so in these meetings, we're able to come together, learn collectively, and be able to know that we create strength when we come together. One of the things we talk about as well is called Black Group Economics. And that's about how do we merge ourselves, merge our talents, merge our resources so that we can build something together, not just standing alone. So those are the things that we talk about in the Dudley Eagles Mastermind Group. And it's such a thrill to hear from people who say, Joe, I want to get on to the next meeting. I want to get on the next meeting. Who you got speaking next? And so it's just a great joy to be able to share that with people. And now we're able to share with people across the country who are able to join us on Zoom and be able to be a part of our mastermind group.
And I'm just going to be straight with you, Joe. I was like, how can I sit? I mean, I've listened to a couple of your episodes and quite a few of your episodes. And I'm like, how can I sit here for 2 hours and watch this show? But it's not one show that I watch where I left early. I mean, you have some awesome speakers that actually kept my attention the whole time. So you're doing a phenomenal job with that. And I want to encourage you I want to see some more. I want to see some more of that because, we need more of that. And another thing that I want to share with the people on December the 5th, once again, for those of you who are just now tuning in, or for those of you who may come and tune in later, this is Joe Dudley Jr. from Dudley Direct LLC, and Joe will be our keynote speaker at our Rising Above Beauty and Business Summit 2025 in Atlanta, Georgia. And so you guys come on out because he has so much more to share. He will have his books with him. What's My E-Style? Joe, do you want to touch on that book a little bit?
Sure. I would love for your audience to get a chance to get my book. It talks about discovering your entrepreneurial personality. And so there are 9 different entrepreneurial personality types. And so it's useful for knowing what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses. What is your approach to work? And what is your style of work? And these are critical to also understanding what your leadership style and your management style. When you have a greater self-awareness and self-knowledge, you're able to increase your self-confidence in building and growing your business. And what I found from my experience in doing our research and writing the book is that many times we get into businesses that don't fit who we truly are. We get into business because a friend is excited about this and they're making money and we want to jump in and because we all want to make money. But many different businesses require different strengths. And if that business requires strengths that happen to be your weaknesses, you happen to be in the wrong business. You want to be in a business that really is going to be dependent on what your strengths happen to be, so that you can have continuous success. Being in business for 3 to 6 months is not something I would call a success. That may be a hobby, that may be something you want to try, that might be a side hustle, but that's not a lasting business. You want to be in something that truly fits who you are, so you have the energy, desires, and passion to overcome all the challenges that will come along. But more importantly, you want to be able to be in something that allows you to be in what I call your genius zone. You want to be in a place where you're able to come alive and be able to really dig in to what really turns you on. And so in my book, I'm able to articulate what those strengths and weaknesses happen to be. More along with that, you take an assessment that happens to tell you what it is. And not only just who you are, but it also specifies who belongs on your business team and what role they should play. Not everybody works well with everybody. Everybody's not compatible with each other. That's okay. So we articulate, hey, out of the 9 personalities, this is you, but now 3 or 4 of these personalities work best with you. The other 4 or 5 personalities don't work best with you. So once you're able to understand your style and understand the style of your team, then you can get the best efforts without always knocking your head up against the wall and trying to figure out why this person ain't working out for you. And so I did that because I saw that in our own family business. I saw people who might have been good, but weren't in the wrong position or really didn't belong in the environment at all. But how do you pick the right people to fit what you're doing at the right time? This is how you build and grow a business. Once you learn how to do that, then you get momentum. You can get momentum because you have the right people on the bus in the right seats. And then you can really go where you want your business to go. Otherwise, you're dragging people along and you don't know why. And you think you can't work with anybody because you can't find any good people. There are good people. You're just not good in selecting them. This book helps you to select the right people who belong with you and belong on your team, and who doesn't belong on your team. That's the value of my book.
What's My E-Style, you guys? He will have that book on December 5th. So I encourage you to be ready and be prepared to purchase the book at the summit. Again, that's December 5th in Atlanta at the Holiday Inn Express on Camp Creek, in the Camp Creek Parkway area, right near the airport. And I heard Joe mention earlier about the workforce and being able to well, I'm going to say this, being able to build your own culture. How do you want your atmosphere to be? How do you project your numbers to be? What type of atmosphere do you want to create? You know, oftentimes we hire people and we find out 6 months later, they're just not a good fit. You know, they might have a bad attitude, or, you know, y'all might just clash. That happens in business. But the beauty of bringing in an apprentice, the beauty of bringing in a younger person with a seasoned person and allowing them to learn and grow and build up under you is powerful. Now you're able to build your own team, and you know what you have. You know what you have. You know what type of personality they have, because you were able to build them. You were able to teach them and train them your way. And so now you have a good fit. And that's what the apprenticeship is all about. Oftentimes when we hear the word apprenticeship, we think about the past. 20 years ago when they trained, when you had apprentices under you, you know, there was no system in place. And so you just had these people under you and you just was training them. As you wasn't even reporting hours to the state board or whatever it was. I have so many people that call me every day and said, I worked in this shop and I worked there for 3 years and I left and I still don't have a license. Wow.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yes. Now, Black Girl Beauty School of Careers, the first, the only Black owned 100% online school where you get all your training, all your book work, all your theory work. We prepare you for the state exam 100% online. You go directly in a salon under a mentor who is the liaison between you, the apprentice, and Black Girl Beauty School of Careers. We operate a structured program. We are a federal program, which means, what does that mean? We must report your hours to the State Board of Cosmetology. We must report your hours to the federal database. So what that means is not only do you graduate with a state license, you will graduate with a national certification that's good for you to take in any other state. And you don't have to go through that process all over again. That's the beauty of Black Girl Beauty School of Careers and what we offer with our 100% online cosmetology. So you tell a neighbor, tell a friend that Black Girl Beauty School of Careers at www.blackgirlbeautybrand is now here, and they can just go online and visit us, click on apply now, fill out a few little couple lines. We will get your information, and I guarantee you it will change your life. Okay, so before we get off of here, because Joe, we've been on here for a little bit. I probably took up most of the time in the beginning chatting, but I wanted to make sure that I shared with them about this awesome summit that's coming up. But Joe, this is what people are asking me. Who is Joe Dudley Jr. and who is this $1 million Black business strategist? What does it mean? What can you do to help people? What can they expect to see at the Rising Above Beauty and Business Summit 2025 in Atlanta, Georgia, from Joe Dudley Jr.? How can you help them? Because we will have some young people there, and they trying to strive to be millionaires too. We will have some solopreneurs there. We will have some business owners there, and we will have some people that's got some $1 million projects, and they want to know, how do I fund my project? How do I fund this business? I have these ideas, I have these goals, I have these dreams, but I don't have the money. How can you help them? And tell us a little bit more about the $1 Million Black business strategist.
All right, fantastic, great. I appreciate you asking. Well, I get a chance to do a number of different things in working with Black-owned businesses to help them build, grow, and develop their business. And one of the things I do also is I help business owners finance their $1 million projects. Mm-hmm. So as Amanda says, a number of people do have $1 million projects, and they actually have something that can be of great value. This might be this, but learning what to do and how to speak to people who have money is a missing piece to the puzzles. Entrepreneurs have the dream and have the vision, and they've got something that really can work, but they don't know how to be able to approach commercial banks or private investors, or have the connections to reach them in order to get funded. What I'm able to do is, as a second generation entrepreneur, is appreciate the passion and vision of the entrepreneur. And having gotten my MBA and being a VP of finance for the family business, I know how banks think. I know how investors think. It was my job to be able to go before banks, share them, our financial story, and in a way that helped them understood that, yes, they could loan us the money for our new factory or for our new hotel or for buying some schools or doing any things that we needed to do to build and expand our business. So I'm bringing that 30 years of experience to other people to be able to finance their $1 million project. And so I'm happy to be able to share of my knowledge and experience in doing so. One of the main things that I do is create what are called feasibility studies. And a feasibility study takes the whole business concept and develop and articulate a profitable business model and lay it all out on paper in a document that shows how the business model works, how the concept works, who's the people behind the business, who are the kind of people who want to be able to support the business and buy the products, and also be able to provide 3-year financial projections of what that business will be able to do, and be able to show on paper that this business can sustain itself. More importantly, that this concept is feasible. That's so a feasibility study is a more sophisticated business plan, but is written for what are called not for the bank officer, but for also for the underwriters of the
Mhm.
bank, who are the ones who will evaluate and be able to say, yes, we agree with all the projections here and the concept, and yes, this is a type of project that we can finance. So not only do I prepare the feasibility study, then I'm able to take the document and speak on your behalf with the banks, with the private investors to say, yes, this is a fundable project. This is a feasible business, and this is worthwhile to show how everybody can make money, and this project will pay the bank back. So I
Wow.
do both things: prepare the feasibility studies and present it for you as well.
And are you coaching? Are you coaching people during this process? Are you, what type of mentoring is available for people that, going through the process? Are you coaching them along the way?
Well, absolutely. And just
Mhm,
more importantly, in terms of we've got to be able to put a business concept that works. And so
mhm,
sometimes people have an idea of what they
mhm,
want to know, but they don't know how all the pieces that matter. So that's what
mhm,
we do together in figuring out, because we have to prove that it can work. And then we
mhm,
work together to find the ideal customers who will support this project and be able to prove that this project can be successful. So
mhm,
yes, so we got coaching and consulting in that process as we're
mhm.
working hand in hand together to make the project come alive.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So you guys heard it right here from Joe Dudley Jr., the $1 million Black business strategist, and you can learn more from him on December 5th at the summit. And we will be in Atlanta, Georgia. I put the link right here in the comments. I will post the link on Facebook. I'll post it on YouTube. I'll post it on all our social media channels. I will be there. I will be present on social media to share more. Next Friday, you guys, we will have Dr. Derek Pleasure share a little bit, just a little bit, y'all. We can't give y'all all the juice. We have to save some of the juice for the summit. So, but we're just going to give you a tad bit of information, inspiration, motivation to let you know that you can do this thing. You have to be around the right people. You have to build the right teams. You have to be willing to step out of your comfort zone, and you got to be willing to make an investment in yourself. See, when you get partnered with people like Joe Dudley Jr., Coach Amanda Manigault, Marvette Critney, Tanza Robertson, all the way from Atlanta, and Dr. P, let me tell you, you got to be willing to come out of your pocket and make an investment in yourself, because in the long run, it will pay off. And so I say that because now you want to know how much it costs to attend the summit, don't you? Right now, tickets are on sale for $97. No, I'm sorry, $95. If you go online, I will be posting that link on, but if you go on the website, you'll be able to see it as well. But I will be posting that link on social media. You can get your tickets right now for $95. That price will change, I believe, on the 29th. But you want to get your tickets now to attend that event. We will have vendor spaces available for vendors. We also have VIP tickets available for those who want to have a one-on-one with with Dr. P, or have a one-on-one with Joe Dudley and, learn more, or, whatever that need may be that you have. We have VIP tickets available for that. And so we'll have a great time. Of course, we're going to have some good food. Some just a lot of activities will be going on. You will have a wonderful time. It's been awesome, Joe. Do you have a tip? Because like I told you, we have young people. We'll have some young people there. And young people, Joe, they have their own way of doing business, and that's good. But one of the things that I want to share with the young people is grab a hold of you a mentor. Find out who can help you along the way, because there will be some roads, some walls, some bricks that you will run into, and you're going to need some good advice. you're going to need some advice from someone who's already been there, done that. And so I know it looks easy now with technology, and I'm so proud of these young people, Joe, and what they're doing, and they're so creative, and of course the technology, but there's a piece missing. There's a piece missing in some of them, and I'm thinking that if they show up at the summit, if they just show up at the summit, that they'll learn a lot that will be beneficial to them moving into the next phase of their careers and preparing for 2026. So what tip can you give to the younger generation? And then I want you to give a tip to the seasoned people.
Well, that's a great question. We'll have to see. I mean, I think you kind of said it all. I mean, really, they've got to be open to learning and always be constantly learning. And yes, there's great ways to be able to create more things, especially with the use of technology and AI. And I would say the most important thing is like figure out how to monetize your craft. How to monetize your craft. If you learn how to do that, then those are the great steps to do it. Because so many things are still going to be the same. How do you attract customers, and how do you provide a product or service that they are hungry to buy, and be able to serve that up with them? So that matters across the board, regardless of age. In terms of more seasoned people, the seasoned people is like, hey, you want to be able to get on board with AI technology. Now, you may not learn all of it that's involved, but you want to be able to have somebody on your team who can help you be and utilize AI in terms of automating and processes of your business. And so I do that with some of my clients already, but you want to be able to have somebody on your team who can help you do that and move it forward, because it really is advancing, and you can't stay on the sidelines. Because otherwise, so it's not so much that AI is going to take your job, but it's going to be somebody who's using AI technology that will take your job or take your business from you. So those will be the pieces of advice. And these young people are able to figure out and use some of the AI so well. In fact, I mentor a couple of young people myself, and I'm constantly saying, hey, you need to learn this piece of software. You need to learn this piece of thing and be able to do that, because it's so amazing. And so, yes, as we get more seasoned, we don't want to learn everything on the new. But this is important enough to get somebody to learn and be on your team so you can use them without you having to learn all of it.
That is awesome. And again, you guys, I have to mention my girl Marvette Critney, because she is the AI queen, and she will be at the event sharing more about AI and technology in the digital world. I have to mention my girl Tanza Robinson, coming all the way from Louisiana. Tanza is working with the Workforce Development Center, has her own Workforce Development Center. So she can tap in and tell you more about employment, how to invest in yourself, or just tap into the resources that are available, especially for those who have had challenging pasts and they may have blemishes on their record or different things like that. Tanza will be able to help you in that area. Her daughter, I'm gonna tell you, she's thorough too. If you are one of those people, maybe you're new in business, maybe you don't know how to get started, maybe you haven't gotten your LLC, maybe you need credit, maybe you need to there's all different things that you need to learn when you're new in the business. Her daughter is an expert with business strategies, systems, and processes that will help you take your business, start your business, or grow your business. So we have some awesome people at this event that will be at the summit again on December 5th. It has indeed been a plum-pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege to be with you this evening, and we look forward to sharing more. All righty. I'll see you next week, excuse me, with Dr. P. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening.